look.
Hit that listen.
It's Taylor. Actually, first of all, welcome everybody to episode 117. Nope, scratch it. Good start. Everybody, take two. Everybody, welcome to episode 174 of the Look, Listen Cast, where we discuss other things and Pokemon specifically. And in addition to Pokemon Horizons, the anime, you know that guy? We're always discussing in a full episode of it. And in addition to other things.
We always start with other things, though.
Yeah, we start with other things. That's why it's a podcast about other things and Pokemon. But you bring up a great point when you don't say listen and you said hit that like and subscribe. You know you're going to love it. Even if you don't, go ahead and do it. Taylor, our first segment of the week, as always, is Geese of the Week, What You Been Peepin'.
How is Geese?
Named after co-host Geese Peep. Is she here? No.
Fan of the show Geese Peep.
My God. She's too busy with her family. She's too busy cooking muffins or turkeys.
I'm busy with family and muffins and plumbers.
Everybody is always busy.
Yeah.
Constantly. There's always something happening. Anyway.
Yeah, life finds a way, Geese, and you have to find a way to record. Exactly. Everybody email Geese Peep on her personal email, probably
geesepeep@gmail.com.
geesepeep.com. Get in the game.
It's been...
Imagine if they just whispered sports afterwards.
Sports. It's been Movie Week City, Movie Town, USA. That's me.
Listen.
I've been busy. Yes, we've all been busy, like we just said. So I haven't been going to AMC A-List as much. So I had to do a big giant day. I was actually going to do 4 movies in a row, but unfortunately the train stopped running after 1 a.m., so I had to not watch Black Phone 2. Sorry, Ethan Hawke. I'm never going to see your movie, even though it's not the first one. I'm not that interested in it.
Yeah, he's ice skating in this preview.
Yeah. Let's go through every single movie I saw. First one, not AMC A-List. I just saw a clip on social media of Parker Posey working at a Dairy Queen and said, I have to watch that film. The classic, Waiting for Guffman by Christopher Guest. He did all the, mockumentary stuff like Best in Show. It was good. It was all right. There's some laughs.
Oh, I love This Is Spinal Tap. This is Spinal Tap. If you haven't seen it, it is probably my favorite comedy.
I never watched the sequel, which came out not that long ago.
I didn't want to. They never land those.
Anyway, it was amusing. It's free to stream on Canopy. I really recommend everybody download Canopy. It's an app where you connect your local library card and you can stream a bunch of things, but you do have to pay. You don't have to pay anything, but you have to use these little free credits they give you. It's strange. It's odd. I don't know, but it's an interesting movie.
I'll take a coupon.
Take what coupon? Take it or leave it. Now time for the AMC A-List Films of the Week. First film I watched after eating at a new Raising Cane's. Wicked for Good. Okay?
How was it?
Well, the first half of it was more entertaining. First half was better.
Love those movies.
They just split it into 2 parts, and it was my least favorite of the 3 films I watched, that's for sure.
Sick.
It's just, since this musical came out, since this book was written many, many years ago, now it has become very in vogue and it's overdone now. The whole idea of what if the villain was actually the good person the whole time? And that is the plot of Wicked.
My least favorite concept.
That is the plot of Wicked. But the second half of the story, it's just the songs aren't as good. And it's really the whole movie's just riding on, look, remember the characters from Wizard of Oz? You get to see them now. Look how they actually arrived. And big spoilers for Wicked, sorry, but there's something that bothers me about when you have a movie, a story, comes out 100 years ago. Wizard of Oz, the film, wasn't 100 years ago just yet, but it's getting there. And you have this lived-in universe. All the characters you encounter in Wizard of Oz, the film, there's a sense of history, it feels like, to each of them. Like, oh, they've been here for a long time. When you watch Wicked, this is a silly comparison because obviously it's not all canon. These are all different people's interpretations. But the plot of Wicked, part 2 for good, all these characters were created in the last 15 seconds before the events of Wizard of Oz happen. And it bothers me. It doesn't seem... I don't recommend it. If you like the songs in this one, sure, I guess you could go watch it. It's fine, whatever.
They just need to make money, I guess.
I have to complain about this every once in a while, Taylor. Thank goodness it doesn't happen more often, but I guess you just have to expect this at 12:30 p.m. on a weekday. Actually, it doesn't make sense. These girls should have been in school, right? Isn't it school time, or are they already out for
winter break, Thanksgiving break.
Oh, Thanksgiving
fall break. Yeah.
Fall break. 2 teenage girls behind me talking the entire film just ruined it. They couldn't stop talking. They couldn't stop. And then I was laughing to myself. I was like, time is a circle. Like when we watched Cars and the lady yelled at us for talking in 2005 or whatever.
But we listened.
The next film I watched was, of course, Predator Badlands. And Taylor, what a fun movie. I had such a great time. Such a spectacle. So sick. So cool. So fun.
So I heard from my water polo group chat that the visual effects were good, and the friend that you know has many friends who did the visual effects on Predator Badlands. How were they?
It was super cool. Here's the thing. So I watched Predator Badlands came out a little while ago, actually.
I was concerned about it when I saw the preview.
No, it's super good. The guy who made it is unbelievably talented. Prey, the thing he did before, was good.
Oh, I didn't see that either.
That was peak COVID. Everybody watched it at home. Okay. We bring this up every single week, but there's so many films vying for IMAX. Jurassic World didn't even get a chance in IMAX.
Which is insane to me.
There's so many other bigger movies. It's just, it's
What's
insane.
bigger than Jurassic Park?
All the other movies that went to IMAX, I promise you they were way bigger than Taylor, it's not 1994. Jurassic World's at this point, this is like the third or fourth sequel in this sub-series. Jurassic World does not have the cachet the Jurassic Park in 94 did. Or 95? Or 93? 93, Taylor?
I'm seeing
93.
I'm seeing what Jurassic World Rebirth.
It doesn't matter.
Grossed.
We're 15 levels deep. I just need to get this out. Okay.
Domestic release was $340 million.
Okay, listen. What I was saying was Predator Badlands was, we mention this all the time, it was only in IMAX for half of one day. So I did not get a chance to watch it in IMAX, which I'm a little sad about because this movie would have been great in IMAX. That's okay, though, Taylor, because I did watch it in 3D. Very small screen, unfortunately, but at least there were a couple little fun 3D effects in the beginning of the movie. Whatever.
The Predator using a yo-yo?
There are people in this world who aren't into the direction that this film has decided to go, because the Predator movies are kind of all over the place in terms of what they're going for and the genre of the film you're watching.
It did one of those things that the Alien franchise kind of did with the first two movies, where it was just like, hey, we're going for a different genre.
Well, it's very apt you bring up Alien, because as you're aware, Alien Predator are in the same universe. It's not just, Alien versus Predator, obviously we saw this, and it was just an Easter egg in those first Predator films where they had a xenomorph skull or whatever in the ship. That was just like a little nod. But now they are 100% canon. This whole movie, spoilers, is about Weyland-Yutani.
Oh, that's so sad. I love that there's a giant evil corporation that's functioning not as some kind of a shadow organization, but it's actually a corporation.
Yeah.
And it has been since the 80s. All that talking about, as one of my favorite scenes of all time, is the post-cryosleep scene in Alien. The original one, where they're talking about shares and they're talking about overtime. I love that breakfast scene so much, but Weyland-Yutani's brought up constantly.
So I don't want to. We have this issue. I think I don't spoil enough on this podcast because I want you to watch something and I don't want to ruin it. But my God, it's the same thing I brought up with Moana 2, where this is another one of those movies where it's such a fun adventure. Let's get the RPG gang together. Look at this ragtag bunch of misfits that are going to work together on this adventure. And it's such a unique Predator movie, because normally in Predator movies, you're following a human being or something scared of being chased by a predator. This movie is just, you're with this, spoilers, runt of, let me see how to pronounce the species name. It's not Yote. That's a video. I had to have written it here. Oh, I wrote it in my notes probably. U predator species.
I don't know. Everyone's talking about online how crazy the box office numbers are
For what?
Jurassic World franchise. Every single one of them.
Okay, but the other films that came out were bigger deals than Jurassic Park.
Couldn't have been.
They were. Yeah.
What could be bigger? Maybe an Avengers movie?
Yautja is the name of the species that the Predator are. Okay,
Yautja, yeah.
Yautja.
I could have told you that.
Why didn't you should be looking up Jurassic World numbers, box office?
You didn't say that. I thought it was a new species.
No, it's Yautja. Wait, say it again. Yautja.
I think they always just say Yautja.
Yautja. Okay, so you follow this runt Yautja on his big adventure. I'm not going to spoil everything, but he's looking to fight he's looking to do his very first hunt, and he's gonna pick an unkillable beast on the Death Planet. And what a fun movie. I recommend this. So good, so fun. You got laughs, you got fun. It's sick. You even get the fun, sick Pokemon / Avatar. Just let's introduce 15 new super sick creatures on this planet that we get to Metroid Prime scan and learn about. It's great.
Which is, it's so weird that they don't, with that universe, it's so weird that they don't do that more often. They're always just like, oh, in this world, there are three things. There are the Yautja, there are xenomorphs, there are humans. That's it. There's just a whole galaxy.
I would be willing to bet that we're saying that out of ignorance. I bet there's so many video games and comic books and visual novels and novels that have just a universe.
There are a lot of things.
Anyway,
but whenever you go into comics, it's a deep ocean.
It's a good movie. The final film I watched was Rental Family, the film set in Japan starring Brendan Fraser. Get ready to cry if you're watching this movie. The waterworks are going to be going. Such an in-depth look into the emotions of these people. It's it's a very good movie. It
seems what Brendan Fraser's going for these days.
He loves it. Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah.
Wow,
I made you laugh when I was young. I'll make you cry when I'm old.
There's not a dry eye in the theater. What a film!
So not even those two teenagers.
They did not follow me in every movie. They only came for Wicked for Good.
No commitment in this generation.
Exactly. So I recommend Rental Family, but if you don't like crying, you're not going to be able to handle this movie. Okay, that concludes all my films this week. Taylor, please take it away with your Peep of the Week. What have you been geesing?
Well, first of all, I'm going to start with the big news.
Jurassic World box office numbers are through the roof.
People just keep talking about what a crazy profitable franchise it is, where every single movie's just almost at $1 billion. So I finally make the famous Northeastern Classic. People say it's from Chicago. People say it's from New York.
They sell it at Portillo's. That's all I know.
The pepper and egg sandwich. That's right. I made it this morning. Now, did I make a mistake with the bread choice and go for a low carb option? Yes.
Is it supposed to be sourdough?
It's supposed to be a hero roll.
Mm. Oh, did we say Happy Black Friday at the beginning of the episode?
No.
Okay, Happy Black Friday, everyone.
Happy Black Friday, everybody.
Continue, Tyler.
It is a delicious sandwich. You should make it if you're a fan of sandwiches of history. Maybe plus it up with some cheese.
Plus it up?
I can't stop watching Sandwiches of History. It is such a good YouTube channel. Every video, 3 minutes. He gives realistic 1 to 10 scales. He is consistent. At the end of the videos, here's the kicker. He doesn't say, see you next time. He says, see you tomorrow. And it gives me such a Mr. Rogers vibes. Where I'm like, a surrogate parent for me?
My only problem with every single television program that says, see you later, is you should be saying, you'll see me later. Because they're not going to see you.
Just ask Jurassic World Rebirth, which made $779 billion. Globally.
Half a trillion.
So, I played, interestingly enough, I played Ghost of Yote, and I played Metroid Prime, obviously, on the plane. Come back, and I say, okay, I'm going to have to take a little bit of a downgrade, and I'll go back to Ghost of Tsushima. I install so many different things because the PlayStation app, to this day, cannot figure out how to tell you what kind of game you're playing. I download 2 separate versions of Ghost of Tsushima Legends.
Uh-huh.
Instead of the actual director's cut remastered PS5 version, whatever, because it's just like, oh, do you want Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Tsushima, or Ghost of Tsushima? And I said, of course, the third one, and I was wrong every single time. So finally downloaded the correct version of the director's cut for PlayStation 5. What did I find out upon downloading this? 1, I could have transferred my save data, but I forgot the entire story, so I didn't. 2, it is not a downgrade from Ghost of Yotei. Ghost of Yotei is an amazing game. Very, very refined experience compared to the first one. But visually, I'm still playing Tsushima just thinking, man, the ray tracing. The only bad thing is I don't like Jin as much as I like
Atsu. Nobody does. He's not as well written of a character.
Yeah, that just pure revenge story for Ghost of Yotei is so incredibly sick, and I think it fits the style of the game. I do appreciate the sort of juxtaposition between fighting with honor and, fighting without honor, but given the context, I just don't know how you could ever make an argument for running into a base full of 300 Mongols just screaming, "Time for a standoff, everybody." And I just don't understand why everybody's like, Jin, you stabbed that guy. But at the same time, they're like, oh, but you can loot pretty much anything, and you can shoot people with arrows when they're not looking, and we can take a guy 2-on-1. But were you in that grass? I saw you in that grass.
Well, Taylor, you just don't understand Japanese culture.
That is accurate.
It's also a theme of Rental Family. Rental Family's not perfect, by the way. There were a couple scenes I went, okay, guys.
Were they just trying too hard?
Over the top. There's literally a scene where Brendan Fraser's sitting in a izakaya or something, or a restaurant with somebody. And the words are literally said, "You're just a gaijin. You'll never understand." So, but other than that, it's great.
For longtime fans of the show, you'll know that I love that. That is still, to this day, I think the quote that I say most frequently in my life and the least understood.
I'm just a humble gaijin.
I'm just a gaijin. An outsider.
A gaikoku, G. All right.
Such a good movie.
Okay.
But it's very good. Ghost of Tsushima is very good.
Shouts out Sucker Punch.
Metroid Prime Remastered is also fantastic. It's an incredibly good game. Did my rental time period lapse yet again? Indeed, It did. So, will I be trying to pick you up at the airport in December so that I can renew my rental before I go to Montana? Probably.
Yeah, I guess I got to bring a Switch. I don't know. Okay, yeah. Taylor, does that conclude your Geese of the Week, what you've been peep this week?
It does. That's all I peeped.
Okay,
much,
it is.
Probably.
It is, what? It is time for Poké-news of the week. Oh, big news from last week. Literally, this happened. Well, it happened right after we recorded, so how could we say
I was laughing because the way you said, "oh," made it seem like you forgot that we were doing the news. And you're like, "oh, that's me."
Oh, God. It's funny because if you listen to last week, I said, there's going to be so much news revealed. The big news is it's Mega Zeraora, which we've known about this for a long time because big spoilers. Big spoilers. Game Freak. I'm just going to do what you do and just name a random company. Scopely and Niantic and Game Freak do the same thing every single time they put out a game, which is
at it again.
Which is, well, they're goofing themselves here. So nobody tell them because this gives us good in-depth detail. Whenever they release a video game, they have all the Pokedex information, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. You can easily just look at the code and see when they've scrubbed something.
Oh.
Whenever they scrub something, that means that Pokemon is coming later in a DLC.
Oh, okay.
So Zeraora was scrubbed, and also we knew it was getting a Mega Stone forever ago. So long ago, and now they've announced it. So very sick.
Which one's Zeraora?
No, not Zora.
Zora?
No, not the Zoras from Zelda.
Majora.
No.
Okay.
There's Zorua, a little Generation 5 illusory fox that evolves into Zoroark. That's
my favorite.
This is Zeraora, who is a mythical Pokemon. Came out many generations later.
Okay. This is Zeraora.
Nope, Zeraora. Okay, rest of Poké-news. Cerebi reports that the Pokemon Go Journey to Paldea event has been revealed. It runs from December 2nd, 10 a.m. to December 9th at 8 p.m. Adds Knackley, Knacklestack, and Garganacl into the game. Very fun, very sick. Also, the next Pokemon Go season has been fully detailed. Precious Paths. It introduces Clobupus, Gigantamax Meowth, and more. Wow. Oh, if you're listening to this, which how would you not be if you're hearing it, am I right? The ranked battle for ZA Season 3 is here, November 27th through December 18th. Go ahead and get your Chestnutite so you can get a Mega Chestnut. Have fun with that. You can use Zygarde now, so wow. That's going to be a lot of Zygardes in the online battles, I'd imagine.
Yeah, look forward to that.
In the final piece of Pokemon news, the next Pokemon TCG special set has been announced for the West Ascended Heroes. Look at all those megas. And there's a terrestrialized Pikachu. Very exciting. Okay, lots of reprints in that. So if you like Owner's Pokemon, which I do, I thought that was so sick as a kid when we had Team Rocket and then we had the Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. So you could play as Misty Staryu. Very sick. Very cool. Taylor, it is time to discuss an episode of Pokemon. And there's only one thing we can do before we discuss an episode of Pokemon. That's, of course, tell me what happened last time on Pokes.
Previously on Pokemon, the gang meets their mentors.
And trains. Taylor, can you please tell us the name of this week's episode in English? Episode 117.
Quiz time. What is Alt's training?
Or in Japanese, Quizu desu. Uruto no shugyo wa nan deshou? May I get a one-sentence synopsis, please, Taylor?
In this very good episode, the gang actually trains.
There is some training, yes. Taylor, you know it's going to be a good episode when we're starting off with the ult theme song, Wall Market, Japanese jazz fusion, or acid punk, whatever you call it. We're in business.
I don't like talking about episodes way at the beginning, but this episode is just so good.
You can talk about episodes way at the beginning. You can give a little, what do you call
preview
it?
Of my score. A thesis preview of my score? This one can't get under an 8. It's impossible.
What do you call it when you're writing your essay in school? You give a thesis statement, right? The first sentence is going to just kind of summarize everything you're about to say. That's
exactly.
Fine. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that.
What an episode.
So we do this a lot. Okay, it's a procedural. So what we're going to start with is literally the exact end of last week's episode. It's Lacey telling Ult, we're going to train via quiz and asking questions. And that's how you're going to get stronger.
I normally like this in shows, but with Pokemon Horizons, it is so difficult. Starting with these cold openings from previous episodes, because there's such an obvious ocean between the A team and the B team, and B team episodes are just always just right out of my head. As soon as I watch them, I'm like, well, I don't know. I guess I watched an episode. So when they start with these, I'm like, this is 100% the correct episode, and I don't need to go back to the previous one to make sure it's the right episode.
You know, we always say A team, B team. It could literally, because you can look up the directors and the storyboard artists and the directors and the writers of each individual episode. So maybe there is no A team, B team. It's just, is this the good writer, the good director? Let's see. Okay, so we see some Pokemon here. It's the same Pokemon from last week. We got Lacey's Excadrill, my boy. Love that guy. He's on my team, sort of, in ZA, you could say. We see Pikipek, Slackoth, and much like Deck the Yautja, that's where I wrote that down.
Oh, I forgot to ask you a question about that.
Oh my god. What is it?
My concern based on the previews was that it was going to be like a Blue Beetle equivalent of a movie where it's a kid, or a Shazam where it's a kid getting superpowers type experience.
What? No. There's nothing like that.
Predator, My First Hunt. Right?
Yeah, he's going on his first hunt.
But they give him too much goofball teen energy, and like there's little comedic moments or something, and his hair, he has that cool hairstyle, which is silly for predators.
They all the exact same hairstyle. Okay, hold on.
Okay, sick.
Much like Deck the Yautja. Alt says, "No, Lacey, I train alone. Yautja hunts alone." And then Lacey says, "Nah," which okay. I'm gonna tell you now. There's a lot of laughs in this episode.
I was
there's a lot of
up
goofs.
80% of the time.
There's funny, great faces, storyboard artists through the roof. We're having a good time on this one.
This episode, this moment, they hit the ground running here. They have Lacey basically being a kind of copy of Nito thing with the way she's presenting information, but you can see that the path of logic is good. She goes up to Alt and she says, "Hey, Alt, how about we train?" Alt says no. Lacey says, "Hey, Alt, how about we battle?" Alt says yes. And I'm just cracking up already, thinking, what? You're training.
Got him. And then we get to a theme song. We're back from the theme song. We got Carmine with her Sinistjaw. We got Penny. We got Briar in the office. We got Dot and Liko coming in. And immediately, we're getting the jokes because we get a dramatic music build up all for Briar to just ask, "Hey, what kind of food does Terapagos like to eat?" And it turns out he loves to eat sweets and berries. So how about that, Taylor? Also, Terapagos, he's a little bit curious, and Briar is losing her mind over this fact, and just Terapagos in general, because she's the biggest Terapagos researcher in the world. She's got earrings all about it. So great.
I like that in this scene, I think every single character has two hair colors except for Briar, so she looks weird. It's like, oh yeah, everybody has two different hair colors naturally? Sure. Briar, what you doing over there with that blonde hair? Why is that so weird?
I think only Carmine has two different colors. The others are just shadows, like blue and purple. I don't know.
Dot's hair, when she pulls it back, it's two different colors.
Yeah. Wait, what? No,
so
she's not dyeing her hair.
It goes from predominantly purple to predominantly pink when she pulls it back.
I think that's like when in anime they draw black hair as blue. Or that's not even anime. That's like Superman comics in the 40s or whatever, right? It's just supposed to. I think it's just supposed to be shades and shadow.
I don't know.
Anyway,
look at Dot when she goes into serious mode next time.
Anyway, Carmine, she's getting a little bit jealous of the attention that all the Rising Bolt Tackler girls are getting from Briar.
Penny has two incredibly different hair colors.
Nobody's talking about Penny, but yes, Penny has different hair colors.
So does Mrs. Falcone, and so
I don't care about Mrs. Falcone. We're cutting back to Alt.
Oh.
Throat chop, X scissor, power gem. Man, Alt, you don't even know Pokemon types and matchups. How do you expect to be the strongest in the world, Alt, if you don't do just a little bit of studying? Am I right?
Alt got so incredibly lucky with his trainer because she is so good. Giving him little quizzes.
Oh, yeah. Shadow Sneak, Sableye. Nope. Wait, we got to ask another question. I can't believe this is the episode Geese Peep chooses to miss because she's always talking about quizzes and answers. She would have loved it.
She would have loved this entire episode. And this episode is hilarious. And, spoiler alert, this episode is very cute.
Yes. Anyway, she asked Ult a question. He gets it wrong, obviously. The answer was, Excadrill can dig really good holes with look at all that metal on his head and hands.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And he attacks Sableye. He does a great job.
He should have a terrible looking Mega.
No, no, Taylor, that's what I thought until I played the game, and now I love my boy. In motion, he's just such a big giant goofball, and he's great. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of like Armarouge, huh? Where on paper, it's like, obviously Ceruledge is sick. And then when you see that the
Mega Man
shot,
Buster,
it's the sickest thing.
Okay, well, Lacey, like I say, she shows off how sick Excadrill is, hits Sableye, and now it's time for question number 2. What's my Terra type? And, can you just pay a little bit of attention? How do they not know at this point that Lacey is the Fairy type Elite Four member and Drayton's the Dragon type Elite Four member of Blueberry Academy?
I mean,
obviously the Terra type's going to be Fairy.
The kids are not the most astute. Any actual investigating is normally done by the adults.
So, of course, to show off that she is telling the truth, Lacey says, Terastalize, Excadrill.
I was pretty surprised when Excadrill, a Steel type, became a Fairy type.
No, Taylor. As you know, because you beat Scarlet and Violet, all the gym leaders in Elite Four, they Terra a Pokemon the type that they represent.
Of course, yeah.
Of course. And this is bad news for Sableye because that boy is weak against Fairy, and this doesn't turn out very well for Sableye. He gets Terra blasted in the face. He tries to power gym. It's no use. He's knocked out. All right, let's study. Taylor, it's question number 3 time.
Can't wait for it.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know what it is because we're going to cut back to Briar.
Aw.
And Carmine is showing off to the girls. Look, guys, how good of an assistant I am. If Briar needs a pen, I'll hand it to her. And look, she needs something else. Probably a pair of scissors, right? No, you idiot. She needed coffee, which any fool could have told. I could have told you she needed coffee.
Yeah.
Liko, clearly the absolute brain genius she is, she grabs a coffee for Briar because clearly that's what she needs. This kind of upsets Carmine a little bit more, which Gimmighoul, out of nowhere, takes this opportunity to kick her while she's down and hypnotizes Carmine into collecting some coins for old Gimmighoul.
I do like that Dot does it of her own volition, it seems like.
It seems like it.
I know she was at, like, the episode where she she partnered with Gimmighoul. I know they went over that, and Dot was saying, Gimmighoul, I want to help you.
Yeah. So, yeah, they came to some sort of understanding. You don't need...
Unique New York.
No, you don't need to hypnotize Dot. So, anyway, Carmine snaps out of being hypnotized, is very upset at Gimmighoul, and chases after him as he runs off. And then Dot chases after Carmine, and it's a whole fun Looney Tunes adventure over here. Now, Liko's going to say, well, if Carmine ran off, I guess I'm going to have to be the assistant of Briar right now. So, Taylor, it's time to cut back to Olt and Lacey. And again, we're just seeing more Pokemon we've seen a million times. Picky Peck, Alolan Dugtrio, Oricorio, Pawu Farm, Yocha. And who do they stumble upon laying in the sand with Crocalor, Taylor?
Roy.
Yeah, exactly. Roy's doing what Drayton told him to do. Drayton.
The kids are all doing a very good job, except for Alt, obviously.
Yes. Unfortunately, now I've confused Drayton and Drayden, and I can't remember who's who. I think it's Drayton.
You mean Dryden, the street?
Yeah. Roy's laying on the beach, just chilling. Jay chilling with Crocalor, and Captain Pikachu is supervising the whole thing.
I wonder if Draco has ever had a student who, when he said, hey, you just got to chill out and do my chores for me, and the student was like, all right.
Well, no, Taylor, that's the thing. He's never had a student before. That's why Carmine was freaking out. And saying,
this
what?
Is his first one ever?
Yeah, this is just a Lacey thing. Typically.
Oh, okay.
So Roy's learning how to chill out, and the fact that Captain Pikachu is supervising, gives Lacey the idea for a new quiz question. She says, Alt, where does Pikachu store its electricity? And I think to myself, Alt, you don't even know this one? Which is exactly what Roy is thinking.
But how would he? Are there any Pikachus in Alt's
Kalos?
hometown?
Yes. There's Pikachu all over France.
Really?
Yes.
Yes. It's not Lumio City.
They're in Lumio City too, yep. Running around.
I'll bet they have a ton of Pikachus.
They do. We reach one of the peak pinnacle funny moments of this episode. Alt, in an attempt to figure out where the electricity is stored, picks up Captain Pikachu and just moves him around and shakes him as if he's a Christmas present that Alt is trying to figure out what's inside.
Now, a lot of times when I'm watching a show, what I'll do is not necessarily look for reasons to hate a show, but reasons to like a show. And the way that I do this is I see a scene and I say, okay, well, here's the low-hanging fruit, lowest common denominator way of getting through this scene. If you do that, that's fine. I get it. If you don't do that, major good marks. This scene had so many options of Captain Pikachu sneezing, but instead he sits there accepting being fully closely examined by somebody he doesn't really like very much, with just a very displeased look on his face. And it is so funny. This scene is so well done.
That's correct, Taylor. He gets progressively more livid by the second until finally he can't take it anymore, and he just shocks Alt, and we see his skeleton, and everybody is having a great time. And we do see that Captain Pikachu shocks through his cheeks, no less. So there's the answer.
Well, that's where he stores the electricity.
That's exactly correct. And then, this is a fun little addition, Lacey then breaks the fourth wall of the show and says, I'm going to bring you some more quizzes, Alt, right after this commercial break. We get a real
I don't think that was breaking the fourth wall. I think she's just really going after the Nito thing vibe. Or it could be. I mean, it could be either one.
I was right.
Yeah.
All right, we're back for the commercial break. We see Dot and Carmine looking for some Gimmighoul coins. They're looking for Gimmighoul, and they're discussing Gimmighoul. And then immediately we cut back to Liko handing Briar things, and here we get an additional funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. They didn't have to animate this. They didn't have to storyboard this. They didn't have to write this. But somebody made the brilliant decision, let's animate Meowscarada doing magic tricks for Penny as she claps and says, wow.
It's just
Beautiful.
Such a, it's so much care. The reason, I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast, but the reason that I like Disneyland so much compared to other theme parks is because of, there's in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, after the big ship battle, there is in a shadowy corner, a cat with a fish in its mouth. And that's as you're getting into what used to be the auction. So there's this thing that nobody's ever going to see. Nobody's ever going to see this. Nobody's ever going to notice it, but they still put it in and it still adds to the world. And that's what I think the level of care and creativity Disney has is. Creates a very whole experience. Meowscarada gives me the same kind of vibe with this because they could have just been standing. I think about that Spritzy animation and they could have just done that. They could have had them just standing, watching somebody give dialogue or whatever, but instead doing this whole little scene.
Important to note, Disneyland is the best out of, like, Disney Sea, Disneyland proper. Certainly the best in the world at that, but important to note that a lot of parks don't even begin to attempt that because there's a difference between a theme park and an amusement park.
Right.
Theme park, like a Disneyland or a Knott's Berry Farm, I would say, well, let's go Universal Studios versus a Cedar Point, which is just an amusement park. You're there to ride a roller coaster. You don't really care about the little saloon they built or whatever. Okay.
I always forget that amusement parks are a thing.
Yeah, amusement. Yeah, they're great. If you just want to ride a fast roller coaster, real tall, real sick. We're going to cut back to Dot and Carmine, and they're collecting some coins to bring to Gimmighoul. I think he's in the cafeteria at this point.
Sure.
And they say, time for another battle to train. Dot and Carmine, we should battle. Okay. That's fine. It's a good episode.
I was actually worried about this. Pretty painless overall.
It's fine.
Pretty quick. Very okay, we got to get through a battle. It's
I'm not complaining. Nobody here is upset. So
could have been worse. Could have been just another Crocolore. Use a really earnest stomping tantrum.
Yeah, just really. Can you flame charge? But I need you to be less pensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now flame charge again. We're gonna mix it up.
Dodge it. Let's cut to Alt, and he's getting more quiz questions wrong. Way to go. This one is about Plusle and Minun and what they're good at doing with their electricity. Oh my God, Drayton. What are you doing here getting a full body massage, electrotherapy massage from Plusle and Minun, making sure that the blood flow is being boosted? What are you doing here?
Which is pretty sick. They gave us some really fun little tidbits. Because if you think about it, this is going to be some people's first Pokemon experience, is this show. So them learning about Pikachu's electricity is awesome. And this Plusle and Minun is something fun for people who have kind of a superficial understanding of Pokemon.
It helps loosen you up, you say? Wow.
It's true.
Taylor, the face they draw for Lacey in this scene, hysterical.
Oh,
wonderful.
It's so funny. I really like how much she hates Professor Drayton.
He wishes he was. She's so upset at his just utter lack of anything regarding even trying to be a little mentor for Roy. Just having him lay in the sand. That's all. That's the trade.
But you know the funny thing is, it's the perfect fit for Roy. It's not like Roy is lazy at all. This is going to be one of those experiences where the professor's like, "Oh, I teach the kids, but sometimes I think the kids are teaching me."
Yes. So Lacey and Drayton discuss Roy's unorthodox training as Drayton's Dragonite also gets a little electro massage from Plusle and Minun, and we get a very, very cute wave goodbye from Dragonite right before he flies off with Drayton. At this point, we get a little bit of a serious note as Ult starts to complain, and he says that he wishes his Dragonite would be friendly and play with him and come out of his Dusk Ball and battle with him.
This segue is so well done. It's probably, I think now that we're going over it, I think it's my favorite moment of the episode. Probably my favorite moment of this season.
Yeah, this season's... It's only episode 3, but...
Yeah, that's fair. But the past several episodes, I mean, not since Tinkaton. So...
You're always bringing up Tinkaton.
You have the Captain Pikachu moment, which was a big contender for favorite moment of the episode. But you go into this where you have Roy in his unorthodox training, which is funny and interesting. And you have the little tidbit about Plusle and Minun. You have Lacey's funny face and everything. And then you have a Dragonite. That segues into Ult's Dragonite, which gives us a very interesting insight to his mentality when it comes to his motivations. So originally, it looks like, oh, he's just following around Roy. He just wants to be strong, which, that's not exactly a new concept in anime. His motivations are so unique. And the reason that he wants to get strong is to protect people. And the way they go about having Lacey kind of adjust his perspective as it relates to his own motivations is incredibly interesting. I think it's very good writing.
Yes. So what happens is Ult complains that his Dragonite won't come out of the Dusk Ball. He says out loud, "I just want to be friends with my Dragonite." And this causes Dragonite to just immediately pop out of his Dusk Ball. So that's all you had to say, Roy, I guess. Then we're going to cut back to Dot and Carmine. They're having a battle. Gimmighoul, use Astonish. Oh my god, it spooked Sinistcha so much. Sinistcha, you use Astonish. Okay. Hysterical. Yeah, these two ghosts going back and forth trying to scare each other for hours. Great stuff. Great animation for the both of them. Quaxwell, not impressed at all. He's pretty bored by this.
And honestly, I think we all forgot that Quaxwell was in this show.
Yeah, that poor boy. They had a lot of fun with Quaxley when he was a little boy, and now that nobody likes the design of Quaxwell, they just abandoned the poor boy. Sad. You hate to see it. Eventually, the ghosts tire themselves out, and then they cut back and forth between Carmine and Dot, and my thought is these girls have so much bangs. So many bangs. I'm just worried they're going to get acne with all that hair constantly touching their forehead, for being honest.
Well, they're kids, too. Like, they're teenagers, so it's probably going to happen anyway.
Okay, and then a big plot dump a little bit. A small plot dump, really, but Carmine brings up her brother Kieran, which is a very important character in the DLC, and Carmine says to Dot, you remind me of my brother Kieran, mainly your hairstyles,
but
brother also Fire. How you behave. So there you go. What was that, Taylor?
Her brother Fire.
Kieran. Oh, I expected you to make a Kieran Culkin from Succession reference. What do you know about Kieran Fire, the Japanese coffee that tastes terrible?
When I was my first trip to Japan, we were in Hitachinaka, which was very close to the Kirin factory, the distillery.
Yeah, it's sorry for people who only care about Pokemon. It's very interesting. I'll make this quick. It's very interesting that in Japan, all of the alcohol companies own all the other drinks. So you're drinking your little coffee or your sports drink, but it has an alcohol name on it because that's the main company that owns everything. It's kind of interesting. Okay.
Like Nestle.
Yes, exactly like Nestle. Let's cut back to Ult and Lacey. Taylor, they're discussing the rules of Dragonite, how Ult's dad said, here's a dusk ball with a Dragonite, but it will only come out. Well, he didn't know it was a Dragonite at the time, but it's only going to come out if you need to protect somebody else. It'll never come out if you just want it to fight for you. Lacey then says to Ult, she says, oh, I can completely relate to you, Ult, because my Excadrill, that was actually a gift from my father, the famous gym leader, Clay from Unova, the ground type gym leader.
We all know who Clay is.
All these kids are just little Nepo babies in the Blueberry Academy. They're all just related to gym leaders. So,
to be fair, it's not like you're not like in the district of Blueberry Academy unless you live on the ocean. It's not like a bus that'll get you there.
No, it's a private school. You would have to be invited there.
Exactly.
Okay. And now, Taylor, we get to the point you were discussing earlier, which is, of course, Lacey telling Ult that she doesn't think he's being honest with himself about his true intentions and why he wants to be the strongest. I think there's something deeper than that.
I don't think she was saying that he was misrepresenting himself. I think she was saying that he needed to re-examine the nature of his motivations. And he was overplaying how selfish they were.
Yeah, but he truly is fighting for his friends.
Exactly.
It's the heart of the matter here.
Shout out to this show for both having Roy, our boy, and Ike.
Ike's in this? From Fire Emblem?
Yeah, he fights for his friends.
Anyway, we don't have time for this heart-to-heart because, oh my god, a giant Alolan Executor attacks. Dragonite wants to battle it, though, so we can stop running away. Let's go ahead and dodge it. Middle-aged Japanese man voicing Dragonite. Give me a scream! And then we're gonna get Executor dizzy. Oh, this is perfect. Let's use a Dragon Rush. And we knock out Alolan Executor. Way to go, Roy.
This fight was I was okay with it because it was like the way it came about was really interesting. So first of all, this school has territorial Pokemon, which is fascinating to me. But you have Dragonite flying around with Ult, which that's a first. We haven't seen Dragonite outside of the Pokeball just hanging out. And Ult saying, oh man, I wish Dragonite would fight with me. And Dragonite's flying along and it's like, oh no, I'll do that.
Yeah, I love fighting.
Yeah.
Well, it's important to note, Taylor, Blueberry Academy, there's classrooms where they learn or whatever. Right now they're in the terrarium. This isn't a school per se. Where they are is just this giant research facility where Pokemon from all over the world can live and they can be studied.
I wonder how big this research facility is.
We'll play Scarlet and Violet DLC.
See, this is... ZA shouldn't... I mean, I understand that it had to be in Lumio City, but this would have been a fantastic location for a standalone game like ZA instead of just a city.
No, it's a DLC. It's good for a DLC.
Yeah, but it checks all the boxes. You have different biomes. You have a ton of different species. You have a city. You have just unique setting. Food for thought, Niantic.
At this point, Dragonite picks Ult up. It's kind of a cute moment. And yes, it is revealed that Dragonite has been looking forward to battling this entire time. He loves battling with Ult. But I'm kind of confused why this happens. Immediately, Dragonite just goes right back into the Dusk Ball. It's like he's not allowed to be hanging out and having fun. He's only allowed.
Happens. Like a lot of the time, Pokemon will be like, oh no, I'll be your partner, and then immediately go into the Pokeball. I think that's like a sign of their partnership.
I feel like the Dragonite still belongs to Ult's dad, so he's only allowed to come out during only specific times. I don't know.
Oh.
Seems like it'd be lonely in there.
Nah.
Well, Taylor, it looks like Lacey's training helped after all. To be continued. And at this point, when the screen says to be continued, I ask myself, wait, did they never conclude the whole Liko Carmine thing? Or Dot? Like, I feel like we didn't reach any sort of conclusion at all on the other plot line.
Yeah, but that didn't really seem like it was what the episode was focusing on. I think they'll just do that for the next time.
Yeah.
So we have kind of something that we know. Oh, it's like the prep work is done. We just have to cook it.
Yeah, it's just odd because they're treating it not like an episode of television. They're treating it like a chapter in a book where it's not even.
You know what I think it might be, or my headcanon is going to tell me, is that this is the A-Team, as we all know. They're saying, listen, B team, they're not doing good. We really got to set them up for success next time. So here are all of the threads that you just got to tie them together, and you're good.
We gave you a list of everything to do. Okay, the episode's over. Time for Mega of the Week. This week's Mega is Sceptile. Love Mega Sceptile. I think his design is super sick. He's super cool.
Very good Mega.
He's actually the only Pokemon I've ever kind of broken my rule of I always pick Water Starter, because when I played Alpha Sapphire, so my rule at the time was I had to use the box Legendary on my team, so that would have been Primal Kyogre. So if I have a Primal Kyogre, and see, I wasn't really that excited to play Alpha Sapphire for the same reason I wasn't that excited about ZA, because there's no new Pokemon. So in both of those games, my new plan was, okay, you're not introducing new Pokemon for me to use. So the only thing I can do is use new forms and new Megas. So because of that, I said, okay, fine, I'll play it, and I'll just have to pick Sceptile because he gets a new Mega in this. And I said, okay, perfect. And it's a cool Mega. I don't know what to tell you.
Sick.
In the animation for the Mega of the Week, we learned that Sceptile, when he's in his Mega Evolution form, can just fire off his tail like a missile and continuously regrow it. And it's just so sick.
It's sick how they say he can do that until the Mega energy isn't there anymore.
Exactly.
Very sick.
So he fires his tail off. Nidothing jumps onto his little tail stump. He immediately grows another tail and then fires Nidothing off, blasts her off again into the sunset like Team Rocket. Very fun, very exciting. It is time to discuss the episode. Taylor's correct. It's a good one. He's going to go minimum 8.0. I got to put it in the 9s because I have no complaints at all. It's just a fun episode. You enjoy watching it. It's a breeze. We get through laughs, cute, fun, hysterical faces, attention to detail. The
very creative writing.
Meowscarada with the magic tricks.
Everybody gets a little time in the spotlight. Even the battles are very quick and purposeful. Like everything in this episode seems incredibly intentional.
No time to get bored. The only issue I'm having now is just trying to figure out how high can I go for a score without it being silly. So like right now I'm hovering around a 9.4 because
not like an 11.
It's a wonderful episode. It's a great episode. No problems at all. But going higher than a 9.4, I don't know if that's something I should be doing unless an episode is just, oh my God, this is one of the greatest episodes they've ever made. This is changing me as a person.
That's actually the same problem that I'm kind of running into thinking about it, because it's like going over it again and really breaking it down. I'm incredibly impressed with this episode. Clear winner by, if you're going to choose like the past 100 episodes of this show, this and
Tinkatuff, oh my God,
Tinkatuff Evolving are just two incredible. I'm just still thinking about how sick that battle was, where everybody's covering, including Gimmighoul. Come on. But it's just like, I can't think of anything else that would top this. And I wasn't watching it. The only problem that I have with this episode is watching this, I wasn't getting excited about it. I can look at it and talk about how good it is, but it wasn't like, oh, sick. This wasn't a Halloween in the theater kind of episode.
Oh my God. I still think about that all the time.
What experience is that's like?
Oh my God. Okay, just real quick for anybody. I'm so sorry, Pokemon people, but I was just thinking about this while brushing my teeth the other day. Taylor and I went to the movie theater. This is at the height of Cinemia, which is post Movie Pass.
We got Cinemia for this film.
Yeah, this doesn't matter for the story at all. But yeah, we bought this Turkish scam website Movie Pass thing called Cinemia. Don't worry, everybody. We contacted our banks and they refunded us because it was just a scam.
And it was. This is an additional side note. My bank didn't even need details.
Oh, no.
I said the name of the company, and they said your refund is on the way.
Yeah, we got it to watch this movie in theaters. So thank God. Were we at the ArcLight? We were definitely at the theater with incredible sound system.
It was R.I.P. the ArcLight. What a system. So we were in the biggest theater, not the Dome.
Yeah. Halloween Halloween 2018, correct? Is when it comes out?
I thought it could have been 6. No, 18 makes more sense.
ArcLight, also the most beautiful screen I've ever seen. The Revenant at the ArcLight is the only film I've ever watched on a movie screen where I went, oh, it's an HD movie. This looks like a 4K Blu-ray OLED. I've never, every theater I've been to since then does not look quote unquote HD to me like a 4K OLED. But anyway, God, can you imagine the Pokemon people listening to this just saying, give me the score.
Give me your score.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Pokemon people. But real quick, Halloween 2018, not a remake, it's a sequel. The sickest thing we've ever seen, the opening of that movie, is just a man holding a mask at Michael Myers, screaming his name. Just the music, building. Cut to black, Halloween.
With the sound system. And we're us two girls are sitting in the front row just screaming out the word sick.
So sick.
Oh, God.
I've never seen. The only thing that's even come close is maybe like the giant finale of Avengers Endgame or something. But even then, nothing compared to Halloween intro. Okay, 9.5 is what I'm giving it. It's a great episode. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to give... I'm going between 9.4 and 9.6, so I think I'll actually give it a 9.5 too. It's the writing of that transition from goofball Dragonite flying off with Clayton Drayton, Professor Drayton.
In the very serious village.
And transitioning into Alt rethinking about the way he analyzes his own motivations and how many layers that adds to his character, because now he's not just an annoying kid. He's a kid who feels like he needs to give more. And teachers being good, the fights being fun, the information presented to the audience, how they're honoring both new and old fans with the 3 electric mice. Come on. It's a great episode. This is a very good episode. Very good writing.
Especially if you're just judging it against other episodes of Pokemon Horizons. It knocks it out of the park.
Oh, God, yeah. Get out of the way every other episode.
Yeah, well, I mean, we discussed this episode, I think, a lot during the actual plot going through. It's very good. We recommend it. Please, everybody, watch this episode, I think, 117 of Horizons, where Ult learns how to train. It is now time to move on to the wrap-up. It's Look, Listen, Cast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Like I mentioned at the beginning, please go ahead and leave a like and a comment. I don't even care if you like it. Just as a nice favor, since we're all in this. Nobody asked to be born, Taylor. Let's just do unto each other and be nice and kind, because might as well, right? Am I right? Just a pale blue dot.
Yeah.
I mean, we're so many billions of light years away from any galaxy. We're never going to see anybody else. Might as well just leave a like and comment, subscribe.
Exactly, yeah.
Thank you to Keith for our artwork. That's twitch.tv/Keith Squared. And shouts out Professor Ticklebits for the website and the
boilerplate.
You can also recommend this podcast to every single person on the planet. All of them.
Really? If your contact list is in the billions, go ahead and shout us out.
$500 billion, just like Jurassic World dominance. Taylor, you can also send questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. Real quick, why don't we, since it's the big Black Friday special, why don't we give a couple fun Black Friday memories? Like, for instance, us sitting at that IHOP with Philip, and I'm wearing my Stars jacket, which I have no idea where that thing went, but I love that Star jacket.
Oh, God,
my blue jacket, I love that guy.
Was that IHOP or Denny's?
It was definitely IHOP. Definitely IHOP. What's your favorite Black Friday thing you got? We used to have so much fun on Black Friday. The deals used to be so good. We'd be out at midnight.
There used to be compelling deals.
Yeah, Walmart, Target. We're finding $5 Blu-rays. We're finding video games for nothing. Taylor's favorite Black Friday is probably the Black Friday price error, where he got all those video games on Amazon for way cheaper than actually the sale price was, like Dragon Quest Builder.
But joke was on me because I spent so much money on Disney Infinity.
Yeah, you bought so many.
Got the game for like 50 cents and then kept buying $20 figures.
What a great era that was. Yeah,
never even played it. The gameplay was so bad.
Oh. I think it was 2015, we went to that West Covina Best Buy and I got Guitar Hero Live for nothing. That was fun to play for a little bit. What a great Black Friday.
You got really good Surface deal.
Ooh. Love that guy. Yeah.
I got my TV.
Oh, fun. Good.
That was a good one.
God, I've seen some good deals. So for some reason this year, the Black Friday deals started. I'm pretty sure most Black Friday deals are ending way before today, but which is weird because it's not Black Friday yet.
You have to keep up with Cyber Monday.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, Taylor. For the past, I don't know, maybe let's say 10 years or so, I have no idea. It seems like every time Black Friday comes around, that's when I have the least amount of money to spend ever. So I just can't get anything, even though there's a great deal for a 65-inch LG OLED, which I'd love to get and have 120 frames per second. But Geese Peep keeps screaming at me, don't you dare buy a television before you get a new computer. But back to what Taylor was saying, the best Black Friday deal to ever exist was me walking into Best Buy on Black Friday to buy my very first Microsoft Surface. Came with everything for $600. It was wonderful. Great Black Friday deal. Never been a better one.
At the time, that was way over 50% off.
Smart move on Microsoft's part because I've been a loyal Surface user ever since for like 10 years.
All you got to do is make a good product.
So there you go. Shouts out. But yeah, come on. Are you kidding me?
I don't have a whole lot of hope for this year. It's such a weird landscape too. I think about that all the time with malls specifically. Oh, yeah. The frenzy that people would go into. I mean, it's good that we don't have the Furby trampling incidents anymore.
Yeah, anything that results in fewer deaths is probably good.
Yeah.
But PlayStation has a lot of good deals. All the hardware is on sale. You can get
really?
PlayStation for like $100 off. Very good. Yeah, I think this year is going to be great Black Friday. From the deals I've seen some great stuff. I just don't have any money.
I think I need to buy Metroid Prime Remastered. I'm tired of playing this game for 2 weeks at a time.
Just beat it. Good God.
I can't now. It ended last night.
No.
Yeah.
Sick. Well, those were some great Black Friday memories, Taylor. I guess we'll leave then. Say goodbye to everybody 5 times.
Yeah,
or
goodbye.
3 times. Actually, 3 times is more than enough.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. The sad thing is, next week's episode.
There's no way. They had to do the alley-oop.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Peep. Thank you for listening to the Geese Peep Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company.